Today, we're at the Springvale office of SIS, one of 8 locations they have in the state of Maine. And we're here today to talk about what homeowners and home buyers need to know before they buy their home. We're with Kim Stewart at SIS. Welcome, Kim. Nice to see you.
Hi, Randall. How are you?
Tell us a little bit about what is it that homeowners need to know before they begin the process from the banking point of view?
Well, one of the biggest questions I get asked, Randall, is how much money do I need to put this purchase together, whether it's for the first time or for the third time. Times and programs have changed, so it's always good to consult with your local loan officer and kind of get your team together between your realtor and your loan officer so that you get the best advice on this home purchase.
That's really good. Can you tell us a little bit about what monies will we need as we begin the process?
One of the first things when you're negotiating a contract is the realtor is going to ask you for an earnest deposit, and that's to help secure the contract. Those monies vary. I've seen them from $1,000 to $5,000 depending on the price of the home. So for that, I would say ask your realtor. They would be the best ones to advise you on how much you need for an earnest deposit.
Good. And then after the earnest money deposit, where do we go from there?
Well, after you've secured a contract and you put down a retainer, so to speak, now the loan process begins. And the first thing we're going to look at is what loan program are you going into? And depending on that program will tell me how much of a down payment you're going to need. So you're going to need monies for the down payment in putting this transaction together.
Good. So then you've got your money for your down payment. You've been guided by your loan officer. What's next?
Well, usually the contracts will ask whether or not the home buyer wants any inspections done. And depending on what inspections they're looking for, again, will be a range of fees for those services. And again, I would say your realtor would be your best source of knowledge referral, who to ask and what the charges are. But, you know, I want you to understand and be prepared for a cost.
Right, and so those can all be laid out in terms of expenses.
Absolutely.
Any suggestions or tips that you can give home buyers that would be useful during this time?
Well, part of in the lending process, your loan officer is going to sit down with you and give you a detailed listing. It's called a good faith estimate of your closing costs. And what this is going to do is spell out for you how much down payment you need and then how much for all the fees and services to put that loan program together for you. And that will include things like your appraisal, your credit report, the title search, title insurances, recording fees, transfer tax. So working with your loan officer, they'll itemize all those and really give you a good idea of how much money it's going to take to purchase this home. One of the tips I like to give my home buyers when I'm helping counsel and advise them is whatever the difference between what they're paying for rent and what their mortgage payment's going to be with their taxes and insurance, take that difference and open a savings account and call it your home savings account and let those monies build and accumulate. It's going to help two things. One, it's going to show you that yes, you can take on that payment obligation for the home, and two, it helps you accumulate those funds that are going to be needed for your down payment and your closing costs.
Oh, that's really a good idea, Kim. Well, thank you very much. Lots of good ideas.
Thank you, Randall.
The home buying process, whether you're a first-time home buyer, whether you bought several homes, it's really different now. It's really very complicated. You can go to the SIS website and click on First-Time Home Buyer and get these suggestions from Kim and from other folks at the banks that will let you know exactly what you have to do and what money you need. Simon says, SIS, they're the place to come.